Also going to do number 4 real quick and just modeling to show you how to do these problems again and again and again. But this time, one of the things you would have had to do is build this equation, but it turns out that sodium chloride and silver nitrate react in a double displacement to make sodium nitrate and silver chloride. One of the points of this question is that yes, there's going to be a precipitate here, that silver chloride is going to precipitate out of that solution. But otherwise, the reaction is pretty simple, and it's actually a 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 across the board. So in terms of ratios, it's always 1 to 1. But I might still have to show that so I can convert from one thing to another. So I'm going to show you how the work would look on this one. I'm trying to figure out how to take 75 grams of silver nitrate, which is going to be my A again, and turn it into a mass of silver chloride, which is going to be my B. And I'm going to follow the same pattern that I've been talking about, right? I may start with grams of A. I may start with moles of A. But in this case, I did start with grams of A, so I'm actually going to need that. I need to get 2 moles of B, and actually need to get all the way to grams of B in this problem. So I need the full string. This would have been one of the long problems. So luckily you don't have to do it yourself. But otherwise, I can tell what my work would look like because I need, grams of A here to cancel with grams of A. I need moles of A here to cancel with moles of B, or moles of A. And then I need moles of B here. I have 2 molar masses and 1 ratio from my equation. And so I'm going to need to know the mass for both of those things, silver chloride and silver nitrate. So silver nitrate is A. 1 mole of that silver nitrate is going to be, hold on a second, add those things up. I have 169.88 grams per mole, whereas 1 mole of silver chloride is 143.32 grams. So I need both of those, I know that. Otherwise, I also need a ratio, although the ratio is 1 to 1, but I'm going to start with what was given to me. I was given this many grams of silver nitrate, 75.0, and that's going to be what I start with. 75.0 grams of silver nitrate. And then I need moles of silver nitrate actually, so I use a ratio. Again, I'm going to use this conversion factor, and I'm going to put the mass in the bottom. 169.88 grams is 1 mole of silver nitrate. And again, I know to do that because that's what it says in my generic work up here. I'm going to put moles on top, grams on the bottom. But otherwise, the next step would be a ratio from my balanced equation. Again, that ratio is going to be a 1 to 1, but different labels. Moles of silver chloride on top. Forgot that. Oh, no, there doesn't need to be a 2. And moles of silver nitrate on the bottom. Right, so I did cancel that label. That's important. I need to cancel all labels as I keep going, and I have a new substance now, right? But again, I just used a ratio from the balanced equation up here, and the silver nitrate happens to be a 1, right? The one on the bottom. Silver chloride is also a 1 that goes to the top, but often that's not a 1 to 1, so you just put in whatever you're supposed to put in. And then finally, I'm supposed to change from moles into grams again. I'm going to use a molar mass, which happens to be the second molar mass here, with the 143.32 grams, because now I'm talking about substance B instead of substance A. And again, I put grams on top, moles on the bottom. So this time it's 143.32 grams on top, 1 mole silver chloride down here. They're both labeled silver chloride. But again, I can cancel those two things so I can get my answer that I need. And like I said, I'm just modeling. I'm going to do the same kinds of things every time. So even if you weren't sure what goes there, you should be able to figure it out pretty quickly. I had a molar mass that I divided, a ratio, and then a molar mass where I'm multiplying. And I should be able to get an answer here, 75 times 143.32, and then divide by 169.88. I can ignore everything else because it's all ones. And I get 63.274-ish. I only need 3 sig figs, so I would round it to 63.3 grams of silver chloride. All right, so hopefully that helps out a little.